Hey, what's up guys, how we going? Today, we're installing coilovers, let's go. I'm so excited for this, I've been waiting for it forever. Yeah, I'm hoping it looks good. I don't want to go too low, because if we go too low then it's just going to be, I mean, I'm still going to be able to get anywhere. But I'll go as low as I can without making it, without making it undrivable. So, since last time we did a video, my car was silver. I was wrapping it Nardo, which is the colour that's on it now, and my car was quiet. So I've changed that. My car's still pretty quiet, but it's a lot louder than it was. And my car is now finished wrapping. I kind of just disappeared off the face of the earth, not gonna lie. I'm sorry for that. I don't even know what I did, but I did it. I'm sorry, fellas. Anyways, I'm gonna get back into making videos. Not gonna be every weekend, because I realize that's very unrealistic, because I don't have the money to fund to be able to constantly get mods. But I'll do it as much as I can. I'll do it whenever it's an exciting video to make, because I don't want to do a video where it's not exciting. So that's the plans. So right now we're gonna go pick up my mate Blake. I'll see you guys when I pick him up. So fellas, we just picked up Blake. So he's gonna come and help me install the coilovers and all that. So it'll be a bit of fun. I'm probably going to need 2 people throughout it, just a little bit. I mean, I can probably do most of it myself. It's just I need someone to help me do, like, hold stuff and whatnot. So it'll be awesome to have him come along and a bit of company. So yeah, I'll see you guys when we get there, I guess. So we just got to my Pars joint with the hoist, and we've jacked the car up. I'll show you guys the coilovers. So here are the coilovers. These are the rears, and the fronts are in this one. And I have Blake here to help me. Where is he? Is he gonna... Oh yeah.
He has a mad dent in his wheel.
Oh, you don't have to tell everyone that. You don't have to tell everyone that. I've got an excuse, That was a pothole. That was a pothole, man. Yeah, it's kind of yikes the way. But yeah, so we've jacked it up. We're gonna do the rears first. We're gonna take all the back seats out, which is a massive pain. Yeah, so we have to get in under the seats. Take 3 bolts out, it's one here, one in the middle and one over there, and then we're going to take this out, and then the back just lifts off. It's got 1 bolt here, 1 bolt here, and 1 bolt there. Now it all should lift out, and then the coilover is sitting here. I'll show you guys once I've taken all the seats off. Cool. So we've just taken out the back seats, so now we can get to the plates here. So it's got 1, how can I show you, 1, 2 and 3, and then we've got 1, 2 and 3 on the other side as well. These things here are a little bit of a pain to get past. I'm going to see if I can undo them, but if not, it's just going to be a little bit of pain. So yeah, so we take them out, and then we'll take the wheels off first. Hold up, we'll take all the wheels off, and then we'll take off the coilover actually. Yeah, we'll take all the wheels off first. So we've just taken off all the wheels. So we're going to start on the back since we've already got all that stuff off. So we'll take off the bolts at the bottom first. And then we'll leave like 1 of the bolts in there, and then we'll take all the 3 at the top there, and then we will drop this, and we should be fine. Oh, we're going to take these bolts off on the side. Sorry, the bolts for like all the wires and all like the lines and all that here. And also take that off. Drop the hub. Take the suspension out. Put the new suspension in, and we'll be Gucci. Gucci, Blake. He's not happy.
I literally have held the brake and the clutch. It's all I've done today, and I've been here for an hour and a half.
Well, that's his problem, isn't it?
That's your problem.
Anyways, so we're having a little bit of a problem with like a little clip that's here. So we've been told that we can undo this by flicking it out, but we're still having a problem with that. So we're gonna flick this out here, but we're having a little bit of a problem with it. But once we get that out, we'll be good. But we're not getting it out anytime soon.
I'm really hungry.
And he's really hungry because...
I'm actually just coming...
But have you seen the... No, I'm joking.
I'm becoming hangry with you at the moment. It's
That's
just
okay.
like...
That's okay. Yeah, so we're gonna get this one out here, and then we just flick it out this way, and hopefully that's it. But we got to do that, and that's a bit of a problem at the moment. So we got this off from help from my pa, but this is his hoist, and we just had to get a hammer behind here, in there, and we tapped it out. So then we got these little things here. So all you did was just put a hammer behind there, and you went with a hammer and a screwdriver, and it got out, didn't it, Blake?
Yeah. Did you just grind off this brace here? The one that they couldn't weld?
Yeah. I didn't grind it off, I just took it out.
Is it that bad that you could just take it out?
Yeah, it was literally sitting there. Where is it? I'll show you. Alright, so another problem, ADHD kicking in right now. So another problem I had was in here, I got these guys to bolt my exhaust on. I shouldn't have, because they've done an absolutely horrible job, as you can see. That's like pathetic. So obviously the exhaust hanger sits in here, and it was sitting here going like this whenever I was driving, so I was like making a massive sound. So I literally just pulled it out, like the welds have just like clean broken off. Is it gonna focus? Maybe? Possibly? There we go. Yes, the welds have like just completely broken off. It's weird. So I'm never going back to them again. But anyways, we won't talk about that. So yeah, so we've just knocked this out, and now we're gonna take these two bolts out here, and yeah, and then this, we'll leave one of the bolts in here so it still stays up here. The whole thing doesn't drop down. I'll lower the car down a bit so it's closer to the ground, and then I'll take the three at the top out, and then we'll just slowly take it off and see what happens, I guess. Anyways, I'll see you guys when we've done that. G'day guys, so we've actually put the coilovers on the left side of the car. It was a bit of learning. We're trying to get to figure out how to do it and whatnot, because we had no clue how to do it, obviously. And Blake's nicked off now because he's got to go for dinner, I think, with some of his workmates. So I am here doing it. I mean, to be honest, you could quite easily do it with one person, so it's not like it's really that difficult. It's just good to have another person at the start because we didn't know what we were doing and whatnot. But yeah, we got this whole left side done. So all I needed, when I lowered it, like I put it back down on the ground, and I figured out exactly how much I want to lower on each side. So that's good. So all I'm going to do now is do this side, and then I need to get the heights dialed in and whatnot. So I'm going to take the wheels back off, obviously. I'm going to get the height dialed in and whatnot, and then I should be sweet. But with this side, I'm also going to like show you guys how I've done it. So like what you have to do to get it off and whatnot. So yeah, I'll run through it with you guys. Let's go. So the first thing you guys want to do with the front ones is obviously take the wheel off. So I'll set this down and take the wheel off real quick. Obviously I only got these on pretty loose because we had them on the ground anyway. So we'll take these off. Oops, didn't mean to throw that. I threw the wrong thing. I was meant to throw the nut and threw the drill instead. But anyways. So now we've got the wheel off. What we have to do is we have to take either these three nuts off first, or we can take these off. So I'm actually going to take these off first, and on this we've got a nut here that we have to take off, and a nut here. So if we just remove this nut and remove this nut, both these things will come off, and yeah, I'll come back to you when I've got them off. So we're just going to take this one off just here. We can get there and take that out. We'll drop it on the ground, either one, and also this one just here. Take this one out. Perfect. And then these ones should just slide out this way, so you just slide it down. It should come out pretty easy. Yep. So this one's loose, and we've just got this mechanism just here. So we just want to take out these two bolts here, but leave the actual bolt in because you don't want the whole hub to drop on you, because that's a bit of a pain. So yeah, so leave these two bolts in, but we'll take these two out. So sometimes these things are a little bit of a pain, so we're going to need ourselves a little bit of a brake bar. So I'll put you guys down for this because I don't want to wreck my fenders. Perfect, and the next one, this one's going to be a bit of a pain. Might have to put my extender bar on it, which I don't really like using because if it falls off then I'm going to have a bit of stripe, eh? But looks like we're going to have to. There we go. Well, good old OEM stuff, nice and tight. So I've got these two off, so now I'll just get on with the impact and get these two off, and then we should be sweet. And then we go this one off. There we go. And take this one off, but this one wants to spin, so we're putting fancy old thing there. On here, hopefully it doesn't fit there because I only have one hand, I can't really do both. Perfect. So then you want to get a jack stand, and once you can get past everything with it and not hit your car, because that'd be a horrible thing to do. You want to jack it up just so it doesn't fall, because like, I mean, it doesn't really fall that far, but I would rather do this and make sure it doesn't fall than it falling and ruining my day. So then after you've done those ones, you want to move over to these and do these three here. So right now you want to definitely make sure you've got it on something, or else this is just going to fall out. So perfect, yep. Take this out. Put somewhere you're not going to forget it. I've just got a little pile going here. And then, for the most part, you just jack it down the jack and it should come out of the top. And then you just take it out carefully. Lower these down a little bit. Yep. So it's not really sitting on anything, it's kind of just helping it stay there for a second. And I'll quickly get a hammer. And then I've got a hammer and brick to punch both the bolts out, because they are a bit of a pain to get out sometimes. So you take your washer and your bolt. So on the WRXs, you've got a bolt that's like got a bit of a weird thing to it. So it's like, I don't know about all the other cars, but for the WRXs, you've got like it's a bolt with like a, oh no, I'm gonna have to use some fancy words here. I don't even know, but it's called something if it wants to focus. Anyways, you guys can kind of get the gist there. Doesn't really want to focus, does it? There you go, you can see that now. See how it's got like that little bulge on it? So that's what's on the WRXs. So you want to tap them out, keep them, make sure you keep everything out of it. You don't want to lose anything, because if you try to put it back on, you don't have everything, you're going to be a bit of a pain there. Take the little thing out, little punch out, and then once we get that out, lower this down. It should be sitting free falling. There we go. And then be careful of all your wires and everything now. You just want to take this out. Get that out of there. Your hub will fall down, that's just what normally happens, so don't worry about that. And then you're going to play a little bit of dodge the wires, or all the cables, which is a bit of fun. That was sarcasm, by the way. It's not fun at all. Oop, we got one caught there. There you go. Perfect. And this is your stock front suspension. So this is actually the difference between your stock and your coilover. So yeah, it's pretty nuts. I'm using a brand HSD. They're a pretty good brand. From what I've heard, I've looked at some reviews of them and everything. They seem to be a pretty good budget brand. Obviously I'm not any type of millionaire or anything, so I can't afford the best of the best, but they should be pretty good for what I'm after. A bit of track use, a bit of mainly daily driving, should I say. A little bit of track, like I was saying, and yeah, they should be good from what I know, from what I can understand, and all the things that I've watched. So we'll put it in now. So what we're doing now is you want to make sure on these coilovers they've got little, like obviously I've got my camber adjusting, so you want to make sure obviously you have 0 camber or whatever you want to go. I would suggest do 0 for a start, and then you can adjust it from there. So mine has like a little point that I've got, and then I've got 0, so you're just going to meet that in the middle. And obviously this is my dampening settings and whatnot. So some companies supply you with different bolts to put on the top, like where we took them off. But this company uses stock bolts, which is fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. So I'll go and put these back through. You're literally just doing the opposite of what you did installing it. So I'm just going to put these back on. Oh, sorry, the coilover's on now. So I'm just going to, you can kind of reach underneath of it, and then you can hold it, I guess. I mean, it's easy with 2 people. You can still do it with 1. I'll show you what I'm going to do here. So yeah, make sure you put them in the right way. This. Oh. And then you flip through here. It's a bit of a mission if you're doing it by yourself, but you can do it. Perfect. You don't want to drop any like Blake did. We'll do on the other side, and Blake got and dropped one of the nuts down in the engine bay, so I did a little bit of my own nuts, made my own nuts. Well, no, I didn't make my own nuts. I got nuts and put like spring washers and everything. I'll show you guys real quick. Yeah, so you don't want to drop those bolts, or else you have to do what I did with this one. And I've just gone and put a spring washer and just wash it there instead of using the NAS I gave me. I mean, yes, it's probably not the best thing, but it works for now. I'll end up buying a proper one, but for now, that's good enough. But yeah, so I've gone and put the top of these in. They're just sitting there for now. And then, so I'll tighten them up all the way because you're not going to have to touch them again. So we've already got this side on, like I said. So we're still on this side. And yeah, so I'm just going to tighten these up all the way because you're not going to need to only loosen. A lot of people say loosen doing it, but I mean, I'm doing it the way that I tighten it all the way up and haven't had a problem with it because these are pretty flexible in the way they move and whatnot. So I'll quickly tighten these up. I'll put you guys down somewhere. So I'll quickly tighten these up, hold it up so it doesn't try to pull it up itself and doesn't ruin any type of thread. Get it down just nice and tight. I'm only going to do the power tools when it comes to just putting them on. There we go. Back to trying to put this back in because it's a bit of a pain. Yeah, so I'm going to lift this up so it doesn't ruin any of the thread. And then I'm just going until it's just snug, and I'm going to torque it with my with something that's actual. Yeah, so I don't go all the way with the power tools because I'm trying not to do any damage as such. So what I'm going to do is take it off this, put it on this bad boy, and do this by hand because the last thing you want to do is ruin the top of the coilovers. So I just do this to my good old own torque specs, aka what feels good. Nice and tight. Perfect. So that's nice and tight there, it's not going to move anywhere. So now the top of it's on, so now all we got to do is put the bottom on and then we're sweet. The bottom's a little bit more tricky obviously. So what you're going to do is you're going to lift it up the exact same way as we took it off, and we're going to match this up here. But the fronts are always like, they're like kind of move around a bit, so it's a lot easier to do the fronts to the back. The backs are a nightmare, I'm going to be real with you. Well, they're not too bad, it's just that I'm not very experienced doing it. So yeah, I'll lay you guys down here and we'll do the rest of the front. So first you want to jack it up, obviously. I jack it up on this little bar thing because I got like a little cover underneath and I don't want to bend that, obviously. Because this hub is, let's just say it's not the lightest thing. I mean, people definitely could sort of lift it, but not me. I'm a little skinny little boy, so it's not really gonna work. Alright, so the top one on the WRXs have, is the top one? Yeah. So the top one on WRXs have that weird nut that I was talking about earlier. So like it should fit in, or is it the bottom? Oh no, it's gonna go the other way. Yeah, so it's gonna go like that, yeah? So it should be good. And just make sure it's all good. So you wanna go like this. Go like this. Like so. Lift it up a little bit because it needs to be lifted. Lift. Yep. And then chuck yourself a bolt. The right one, make sure it's the bigger one on the top. Go up a little bit more, get it perfect. Perfect, so that one's in. And then you should be able to drop it for the most part. So that one goes in here, which I'm going to try to line up. There you go. Smooth as butter, not really. So that one there was a little bit of a pain to get in, but I'll show you what it looks like now. So this one there was, the bottom one was a little bit of a pain to get in, but it went in the end. So now we're just going to chuck 2 nuts on these ones. And we should be sweet. So you put your washer on, grab your big old impact. Now you want to do this up. Perfect. So then you want to get your socket, because you obviously never touch power tools. Some people do, I just personally don't. And you do it exactly how you want it then as well. Oh. So then you want to do the exact same as you did to the top, down to the bottom. So I'm going to put you guys down for this one because this one's a little bit more tricky. Ooh, like that. Get our big old impact. Put this bad boy on here. Get ourselves our nut. Put our nut on here. There's no washer on the bottom. I don't know why. It was on both sides, so I'm guessing it's intentional for some reason. Now you're done with the tools, switch your socket over. And finish it off with a good old Bluetooth force. Make sure it's, because I don't trust power tools. Never have, never will. Perfect. So now, once you've done those things, you want to come over here to everything's taken off. Your coilovers on perfectly. She's looking spiffy. Obviously, this isn't the height that I'm going to go with. This is literally just set up. That's why this is loose and it wasn't on earlier. Before you guys race me about that. So now what you want to do is you want to put this back in here, which is already sitting there, thankfully. And you want to put this one on here. And you want to put those bolts back in. And then, yeah, and this one's pretty good. So now I'll move on to the back, and then obviously I'll dial in all the suspension and whatnot, make it exactly how I want it. Okay, so now I'm on back half of the car, and I am going to take off the wheels. I'll quickly put you guys down while I do that. And then we'll move on to the next thing. Obviously, again, like I said earlier, they're only done on tight, so don't freak out when they just come off with these. Make sure you lift it with a proper stance, or else you're going to absolutely smash your back, which you don't want to do. So make sure you lift it properly. And then what we got to do, I'll show you. So where is it? So there's a little connecting thing that went just here and connected onto this. I'll quickly show you. Hold up. This little thing, and it connected onto that little bar that I showed you. Here, one sec. And it connected into down here into this. So what all you got to do with that is you got to get a screwdriver and a hammer and just belt it out, like belt it right there on that side right there, and that should come straight off. It doesn't come off really that easy, so don't worry about breaking it. And then yeah, so you just slide that out of that little clamp, and then you don't need to undo anything else here. There's no more wires or anything. So then all we need to do, take out these two bolts here, take off the nuts and then leave the bolts in there. And then we got to go inside the car. This is a pain, a big pain. And take off the nuts and all that here, take this off with it. You don't have to, I didn't put it back on because obviously I have the dampening adjustment there, so I didn't bother about putting it back on. I mean, you can if you want. I don't actually know if it will fit, to be honest. I don't think it will. So you probably can't put it back on unless you drill a hole in it. And I took the seatbelt off, like the seatbelt thing just made it a bit looser so I could get in there a bit easier. But yeah, I'm running out of energy. That shows how unfit I am. So yeah, you just gotta undo those. Oh, I'm stuffed. So you just gotta undo those bolts there, inside there, and do the bottom two bolts. I'm gonna do the bottom two bolts first, and then leave, sorry, the bottom two nuts first, I keep saying bolts, and then leave the bolts in there, so that it kind of sits there, and then I'm going to do off the top three, and literally do the exact same as it is with the front. It's just a pain in the back, I must admit. And trying to put it up is gonna be a nightmare with one person. I'll figure out ways. You guys can learn off my mistakes. So yeah. So I'll set you guys down and I'll take off the bottom two. And this is like literally the exact same as the front, so I've decided I'm probably not going to record it again, guys. Get done a bit quicker, try to finish and get out of here a bit earlier than what I did earlier. So this is literally the exact same as the front, so I'm not going to record it again because I don't really see a purpose. So I have gone and taken off the bottom bolts just there, taken all them off. So now I've got to get in here and get these 3 bolts off in here. It's a little bit tricky, so I got to take that the little, what's it called, the seat belt sort of contraption off, and then I'll get in there a little bit easier. So yeah, let's go take those 3 bolts off, and they just should drop out. It's a little bit of a pain at the back, but I mean, it's all worth it in the long run, so that's the way I think of it. So I have gone and taken all the bolts out, sort of like under that sort of lead there. So I've got all those bolts out, and now all I'm going to do is exactly the same as we did on the front. I'm going to put a jack underneath this and lift it up, take those bolts out, and then slowly lower it and pull this out, and then chuck the coilover in. The coilover is going to be a little bit tricky, but anyways, I'll set you guys down and get a time lapse going. So I've gone and pulled off the back ones as well, so it's sitting on absolutely nothing. So I'm going to go get the coilover, this bad boy over here, and show you the size comparison. And believe me, these things are a lot lighter as well. So I'll show you the size comparison between them both. Oh. So that's what the stock versus coilovers look like. There's definitely a decent difference between them. Obviously I got to adjust these a little bit, and I'm nice and white. I think I'm just gonna be enough, there we go. So I'm gonna adjust these a little bit, obviously once they're on the car. For now I'm just gonna get them on the car, and then I'll worry about making everything even and whatnot. But for now, like I said, I'm just gonna get them on the car, and I'll get back to you, well, I'll put you on time lapse of me putting on the car. So it's literally just reverse of what I did, exactly the same as the front. Putting it up inside of the car is gonna be definitely a pain, but we'll do it. It's all worth it in the end. Anyways, so I'll chuck you guys down on a time lapse again, and I'll see you guys then. So I thought I was recording, doing the time lapse of me putting in, like just lifting it up and putting my coilover in, but I wasn't, and I was debating whether to take it out and then redo it, but then I realized no, because that was a mission. It was seriously a mission. Doing it by yourself is definitely a mission. So all you got to do really is just put the coilover, push the coilover up, and try to grab it with a few screws. I've just done that pretty loose, and then I'm obviously going to tighten it up now. And then, actually no, with the bottom, with the back ones, we left them loose. I am actually going to leave these loose before I tighten them up, just so I have a little bit of play when I try to put the hubs on, like connects the hubs to the bottom of the coilover. So don't tighten them all the way up, because it's definitely a challenge to like try to line up the hub and all that. So I'm gonna do that right now, and this time I will record a time lapse. So I've gone and put the bottom and connected the top as well. I'm going to quickly show you what I mean with that other little piece just here. Oh. So what it does, that piece that I was talking about, so we just need to, hold up, I'll just make it so I can see what I'm actually recording. So I need to go and connect that right in there. I don't know if you can really see it properly, like this. And then what this is going to do is it's going to go down and push into this, and it's got like a little octagon on it. I don't know if you can really see it, but see like right there how it's got like a little, like it won't only go in a certain way. So you got to try to get that in the right way which I'm struggling with at the moment. Oh. I'm gonna quickly put you guys down just so I can quickly put it on. So what I've got now, I don't know if you can see it, but so all you had to do was lift it up, like lift it up and then push it in. And then once it's in like that, sorry if you guys can hear all these noises, I'm just trying to record it and also do this. So then what you do is you just push this, you're gonna push this little piece here in and it should be fine. Then everything's like it should be what it's supposed to be. Should. So now that I put all the coilovers on, because everything is all tightened and everything, and all the coilovers are all perfect, what I'm going to do is I'm going to, since I already lowered it on the ground earlier, I know exactly, or around about how tall it is. So I'm going to go around about how low I want it, just on one side. Actually no, I'll probably even it out, and then I'm going to drop it down, lift it up, and see and like obviously, and keep adjusting it until I got it the way I want it. I'm probably going to go about a centimetre over what I want it, or 10 mil over what I want it, and then I'm going to drop it, go around the block, then come back, and then I am going to lift it back up again and adjust it exactly how I want it, and then I'm going to leave it like that, and hopefully, fingers crossed, everything is going to be good. Obviously, I'll probably come back and check on it, say, or not come back, but I'll check on exactly where I want it, say every week or so, and then hopefully it's all perfect. Okay guys, so I've gone and adjusted it. I still don't know if it's exactly where I want it, but I've adjusted it, all the coilovers, so I'm going to chuck all the wheels back on now, and bring it down and I guess see where it's sitting. Probably have to raise it and change it all again. I just want to, then I'll measure exactly where I want it. So yeah, so I'm going to put all the wheels back on these. I'll do a time lapse of me putting all the wheels on, and then I'll lower it and see what it looks like, I guess. See you guys when I have put the wheels on. Alright boys and girls and children and dogs and cats and whatnot, I have put all my wheels on. They're just lightly just put on hand, and I am going to let the lift down. So I'm going to, where's a good angle? I'll just go like this for now. Alright, we're letting it down. What's it going to look like? I think it's still going to be a little bit too high. Alright, hold up. That was a very noob mistake, and holy, that looked low. I had a very noob mistake and left the pipe under here. That's probably, I probably should check under everything to make sure I haven't left anything under it. No, 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 and Jesus, did the back go down then? Alright, let's try this again, That back is gonna be low. Holy, that's very low. But you know what? That's literally what I want. That is absolutely perfect, I think, for what I want. Holy, that looks good. Dude, that looks mint. And it's like, it's pretty good fitment really, like for the size wheels that I have on it. Let's have a look. Yeah, that looks sick. And how about the front? The front could probably still go a little bit lower. Not much lower though, to be honest, because I still want to be able to turn. But yeah, I reckon that's going to go a little bit lower. I've got to fix these guards here as well before I forget. So the back looks awesome. To be honest, I might go get some spacers, probably 5 mil, and it should be sweet. I think probably 5 mil maybe, because like, I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's like a little bit in. Yeah, this looks sick. I'm very happy with this. I might adjust, because the back has a little bit of camber, so I might adjust the front to match the camber a little bit. And yeah, I'm happy with this, so yeah. But I'm going to lower the front a little bit more. I'm also going to adjust the camber on it, and I am going to, honestly, that's probably it. So I'm probably going to adjust the front, adjust the camber, cut that inside part, this part I'm talking about here, like this little bit of rubber here. So I'm going to just cut a little bit off of that so it doesn't scrub on that all the time. And honestly, dude, look, it's so much lower to the ground. Look at that. Holy, that looks mint. Awesome. All right, well, I'll get back to you guys. I'll set up a time lapse of me doing that. That won't take long. And I can't believe how different it looks. That's awesome. All right, see you guys then. All right, so we've tightened everything up. We're going to go for a test drive. I'm hoping, to be honest, I'm hoping that the front wheels go down like without me having to adjust it, because I really can't bother putting it up again. I mean, I will, but the back is perfect. Obviously both sides are exactly the same. So yeah, I'm going to go for a drive and see how it settles. Hopefully it doesn't settle too much, because it's not going to be good if it settles a lot, but we will see. It's definitely a lot lower to the ground. Just even sitting, trying to get inside of it is definitely different. But yeah, so I'll keep you guys updated and going on a drive. Let's go. So guys, I'm back from our little test drive. What I noticed was that their car is surprisingly not as stiff as I thought, and this is on the stiffest setting because I kind of just want to see how low I can go without scrubbing. And also the car handles absolutely amazing. Like, it's just flat. Like, I literally don't even know how to explain it. Like, it's absolutely amazing. And 3, it literally settled the opposite way that I wanted it to, so I'm going to take all the wheels off and do what I didn't want to do. So I'm going to have to lift the back, because it's like, actually I'll show you, hold up. So I just realized after I lifted it up in the hoist, it's not settled anymore anyways. But see, that's what it's looking like when it's not settled. So it goes a little bit lower. It's probably, say, probably my finger length gets lower once it's settled. And it's a little bit too low. To be honest, I actually want it exactly like it is right now. Maybe a tiny bit higher. And in the back, so in the front, I definitely want that higher, so lower. But I don't want it too low where I'm going to scrub, so that's the only thing. So I'm going to probably lift the back maybe 5 mil, and lower the front probably 5 mil as well. That's the thinking. Hopefully I lift it down, like put it down and it's good. I'm praying, because I don't want to do this again. But yeah, we'll see how we go. Anyways, I'll put a time lapse on me just doing it. I'm not going to bother about explaining how I'm doing it, because I just want to get this done. It's already dark. Should I say getting dark? It looks bright on the camera. It's getting dark, all right? So I want to try to get this done before dark. And so I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to lower the front 5 mil and lift the back 5 mil, and we'll see how we go. All right, guys, so I have just finished doing all of the lowered the front and raised the back. Sorry, I just had a brain fart then. I've also cut off a little bit of my inside lining, because it was like rubbing and it's just like hanging down. It looks a bit weird. So yeah, so let's lower the car down to the earth again. Whoop. Hopefully it's looking a lot better, please. I just like, yeah, because oh, that's a lot better at the front. I'm praying that I don't get out of here and I turn my wheel and it goes and it starts scraping, because I'll probably cry. So yeah, that's not settled yet, and it already looks lower. Oh dear, that's still very low. But oh well. I guess that's what we're going with. And the other side is also pretty not. This side looks a lot lower than the other side, surprisingly. Anyways, well, there's that. So yeah, so I'm just gonna tighten up all the wheel nuts and whatnot, put the back seats in, and then I'm gonna go. I'll show you guys what the car looks like. Should I do it this video or next video? If I show you guys, it'll be straight after this. well, this is the end of the video. I appreciate for everyone tuning in. This is something I wanted to do in my car for a very, very, very long time. And I'm finally doing it, which is awesome. The next video, don't know what I'm going to be doing, but there's definitely going to be a next video. I'm not going to wait 6 months like I did last time. But it'll be probably another mod, maybe not another mod. Could be just a normal video, I don't know. Yeah, I literally don't know what I'm going to do next. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, so I'm pretty happy with how the car looks, not gonna lie. Well, I'm obviously happy with the car looks. But yeah, I appreciate everyone watching. Leave a comment on what you think my next video should be or what my next mod should be. And if you like the video, I guess. And yeah, subscribe if you want to see more content, and see you guys in the next one.